once it goes live, then we're
And I
live
can
now.
take the link from there.
Where are you going to share the link from?
Let's mute our
Put your background.
It won't let me.
We might have a little
technical.
There we go.
Slight technical.
A little bit of feedback. A lot of
Dre,
feedback.
cut your phone off. Dre got to cut his phone off. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Yeah.
You ladies look nice.
It's these dope shirts.
What y'all got on tonight? Gosh,
It's
looking
these dope
good.
shirts.
I mean, look at Chef Tammy. Chef Tammy got the hat to match, all that.
You know I got to coordinate.
Okay. That's what's up. So, Chef Tammy, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I did a lot of, spring cleaning, a lot of just staying in the house and just taking care of things for this new season we have yet to come. So just getting ready for the weekend. Hi, Deb. How was yours?
Mine was great. Got to see some old friends I haven't seen in like 15, 20 years. It was just like no time has passed and we saw each other yesterday. It was awesome.
Wow.
Drippy Dre, what up? How was your weekend?
Everything's blessed. I'm not complaining, man. My weekend's been very prosperous.
Where you at right now, man? Because we don't see you.
I'm going through a little difficulty right now. I don't know what's happening, but my stuff is not working. But that's what it is.
Okay.
But I'm on location. Everything's good. How y'all?
Good to see you,
man.
Let me fix mine since everybody's well, we got a good show tonight. That's a little too slow. Let me fix that. Sorry. Look at what Drippy doing tonight.
Drippy's dripping, y'all.
This kind of stuff happens.
Drip, won't you log back in, fix yourself up, and then log back in.
Love you, Dre.
Drippy is dripping.
Oh man, great way to start the show.
When you go live, people, this is the thing that happens.
Great way to go live. So, we had some interesting topics. Last week's show was pretty good. What did y'all think about last week's show, Empress?
Last week's show was great. It actually continued the conversation with like family and friends and like people that friends that I had that watched the show, and it continued. It was really dope. I'm amped every show.
Right. Chef Tammy?
The shows have been fantastic. I'm actually really excited for the show tonight because it goes back to our first show,
right?
And the first guest we ever had,
right?
Which is Empress. Tell them about it.
Yo, so for those of us that are just joining, if this is your first time or second time and you missed our first episode, it's on the page. Go back and watch it. But just to give you a synopsis, we were talking about polygamous relationships, and we had an awesome, really explosive guest. And he's back today with his two wives. We didn't get to meet them last time. They were in the background, but we didn't get to meet them last time. But we learned a lot about this lifestyle and walking in this lifestyle. And it's not as easy or glamorous as a lot of people may think it is. But we had a lot of questions. We had a lot of questions answered. We got a lot of insight. So I'm super, super, super excited to meet the leaders of this family and talk some more. Super excited.
I know I got crazy feedback from that show. That show was great. And Bees just had so much information for us that we needed to bring him back because there's just so many things that I was interested in asking him. And then we didn't really get a chance to let the audience interact with him, which tonight, that's what we're going to do. We're definitely going to let everybody get a chance to ask some questions. And, so what did y'all think? Like at the end of the day, is I know for me that it just seemed it opened my eyes to a lot of different, that different type of lifestyle for sure. It opened my eyes to it. But then in the same token, right, I know that's something that's not much work for me. You know what I'm saying? That might not work for me.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a romantic. Chef knows this. I couldn't, like, the business sense. I would have to be. My heart couldn't be involved if I was going to do something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it would have to be.
Hold up, you couldn't be an additional wife to a husband?
No, really? not. Yeah. So
even if it worked out,
I couldn't. I would have to put it in a box away from the romance.
Right.
That's just me. Like I was reading an article once. It was I want to say Chad Ochocinco, and he like chose his kids' moms based on their athletic ability.
Right.
So he has like 7 kids from like 7 different moms, but like there's a business arrangement. Like all the moms know each other. They're like friends with, like it's a family. Something like that I would do, but in my head I'm like, that's not my man. This is just like a business family that we made. If that makes sense. Yeah, I couldn't do it with my heart.
Chef Tammy, could your heart be in a relationship like that, a marriage like that?
No, that's not something that's for me. However, the way that our guest broke it down and how he was so informative about it, it definitely gave me an appreciation for a different, an alternative lifestyle. You can't knock it if you never tried it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But how are we to judge him when he gave so many poignant points as to why they're doing it? And none of them had to do with anything sexual, anything freaky, anything, just want to have sex with all these women. It was, he gave great explanations as to why this was going on.
He wasn't just doing it for like
you too, Billy.
So black women are not choosing polygamy?
Who said that?
I'm just saying.
These two or not?
I mean, just these two. These two.
Okay. Because I've been watching, since that show. I kind of looked into it, and there's this guy named, what's his name? Something Mike, Sweet Mike or Sexy Mike or something. He has 8 girlfriends that he's married to, and they're all pregnant at the same time.
Oh Jesus!
Is that the first picture that you were showing? Is that the guy?
Yes.
The women and
right.
Oh no! He's also Nigerian. That's something else. That's something that has to do with their culture. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but all pregnant at the same time. Oh God, poor him.
That's 8 children at the same time. Oh man, that's wild.
Poor them.
So as we wait. Dre, you good? Drippy, you good over there?
I'm good.
Okay. So this is what since we're gonna wait for bees, let's get into a topic or something, man. Let's shake things up a little bit, man.
Well, let's ask the audience.
Yeah.
Type in the comments. We're sitting here, we're interacting with you guys. Type in the comments. Could you do a polygamous lifestyle?
Or polygamy. It's 2 of them, right? Because it's polygamy and polygyny.
And then polyandry.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
the one that they're in a polygamous relationship.
No, they're not.
They're in polygyny.
He's in a polygyny one.
Polygyny. Now, and also too, I'd like him tonight to explain the differences.
That's the question that I'm gonna ask him tonight because
I started Googling.
I just assumed it was polygamy but you know what? It's funny. He was saying polygyny the last time, and I just thought he was wrong.
Okay, so I'm a researcher, so I went and Googled it, but I will let Bees P explain the difference between polygamy and polygyny. I'll let him do it.
So Miss Leslie says, Miss Leslie Pearsall says that she's too selfish to do that. I'm with you, girl.
Share a little bit.
Yeah, I'll share my wine.
Share a little.
I'll share a bottle.
I want to hear something interesting. So in the comments, right? So when I put up that we were doing this part 2, so a young lady, I forgot her name, in the comments, she was like, she said, his sex game must be trash because ain't no real woman shit on a good D. I said, wow, she went straight.
There's also been a post. There's also been posts and comments. I've seen the flip side. No woman is gonna share trash D either. Wow. You're not gonna make me look bad. I'm gonna be like, yo, this one I'm working with, and she gonna be like, that's it.
I also think that it would probably be, a persuasive D that was able to convince these young ladies into doing so.
Yeah, nah, I don't agree with it being trash.
Yeah, I don't think it's trash.
Now, my man, William Taylor, Billy Love in the house said, Hey, B Love said, Strong Island, by the way. B Love said, B Love said, can he afford it? If he can afford it. I think most people say that if they can afford it, but I mean, I think when you're all working together in a family, I think it's just y'all all working together. I don't think it's a point of can he afford the wives. I think it's can y'all cohabitate together and live and pool your money together and do things.
I don't even think. I think.
I'm sorry. He also made a valid point to say that, it's nice to have 3 incomes instead of 2. He also made a point, and that's another point that you can think about. Another thing you can add to that. Go ahead, Empress.
I was gonna say, I think everybody thinks of the money part, right? But I think, okay, you can afford it with your wallet, but emotionally, that's an emotional toll. Like, it's a relationship. It's not. It's one person is an emotional toll, whether it's good or bad, and deposits and withdrawals. But now it's with another person. So now you have 2 people on you emotionally and them on each other emotionally. Like it's just money.
Yeah, I mean, but most people go to the go-to responses. Well, if he can afford it, then fine. What if he wants another wife, but he can't afford it? I think it all comes down to them working as a family, right? It's not like he has to support.
Yeah, right.
I think when it comes down to it, I think he has to be there mentally and spiritually for them, and also financially. But I think the financial part is where they all work together, correct?
But I think it also depends on the culture that's doing it, though. So, a lot of I spent some time in Morocco, and a lot of I'm big on like history and culture. Like I ask a lot of questions, especially if I can speak to people. So it's it's an Islamic state, and it's perfectly legal to have multiple wives, but the wives are home. They're not the ones really bringing in the money. They're the ones running the house itself.
So how many women does it take to run one household?
So one of the people I spoke to, he actually had 3 wives, and they shared the house together, and they raised the kids together, and that was like it's a family. It's not like she's my mom and she's not my mom. You're all my mom,
right?
And the husband, the dad, he was the one taking care of the home financially. He was working and bringing in the money, and so they could have food, so they can keep their utilities on, so they can clothe the kids and send them to school and have the car and whatever. So it depends on the culture too. For some cultures, it is on the man to bring in all the money.
Yeah, I mean, American culture. So most women look at men to handle the majority of things, and I don't know why it's set that way, but it is what it is, man.
I think it's probably just what it's been historically, and it gets passed down, and it's not evolving with how we're evolving.
Right.
And also
it used to be that we weren't going to school. We weren't getting high paying jobs. There were certain jobs that just were for only women.
Right.
And the glass ceiling still exists.
But you can also still say that there are still a lot more independent women now than there were back in the 70s and 60s and 50s, where the moms stayed home, and these women are out there getting college degrees and working. So let's not forget about that either. There's a lot more independence out there coming from our women as well.
So we need more than just
we're
money.
Not sitting around waiting for anyone to pay our bills and take care of us anymore. If it needs to be done, it gets done.
I mean, you can take care of me, but that's not paying a bill. You need to take care of all of me.
And that's the thing about it.
Go ahead, girl. Take care of all
of me.
Not just some of me, all of me.
Not just some of me, all of me.
That's right. I hear that.
David Amin says it's the best of both worlds. It's sexual versus finances. He's right. He's right.
What about? I think there's some other comments in there, Chef Tammy.
David Wick says that it's 2 wives, but it wouldn't work. But would it work with 2 husbands? That's a good question.
You gotta ask the ladies that one.
Well, there is a form of it. I was corrected on the first episode, but it's called polyandry, and that's when a woman has more than one spouse.
Okay, so that's not what they're doing. Now you said what they're doing is called polyagony. What is it called?
Polyandry. POLYANDRY.
Is that the one that Bees P is doing? I want to know that.
No, Bees Peas is doing polygyny.
Polygyny. Okay.
Yeah. So there's
he'll explain it. Let him explain it to the
I don't want to get too much into it, but
I'm really excited for them.
Yeah, there are cultures where it's a matriarchal society, so the woman is the one who has multiple husbands.
They're entering the room. I see them entering.
Yay!
Hey, everybody! Hey, Kamala. Kamala says her ex in her man's life. I said, I hear you, girl. She said, don't come around at all. Forget about
family.
We have one of B's wives in the queue. I'm gonna let them get set up, and once y'all get set up, just give me a thumbs up, and I will bring y'all into the live room.
Right.
I don't think we could hear her. Somebody's not on. Who's not on? That's
Deb. Deb's out. Deb.
That's
Deb.
No, I'm good. I'm here.
Okay.
So really quickly, you want me to tell you about this conversational cocktail really quick?
Yes, please.
Yeah. All right, really quickly, I picked a non-alcoholic conversational cocktail this week. So it is 2 ounces of peach nectar, 2 ounces of mango nectar, 2 ounces of pineapple nectar, 4 ounces of seltzer or tonic, put over ice, shake and pour. Now, if you like to turn this into an alcoholic drink, I recommend you use Cîroc's new summer citrus flavor. It is fantastic. It gives you a nice, sweet, tropical flavor on top of all those delicious juice nectars. Put it all together and enjoy. That's your conversational cocktail from Chef Tammy C.
Ooh, all right.
Sounds great.
How is that new Ciroc anyway? How's that new Ciroc orange?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right, everybody. Hold on. What you sipping on? That's what you sipping on tonight's cocktail?
Oh, and I got that here too.
Let me see that cup, y'all.
She don't play. She got it.
Conversation, baby. The conversation.
Hey, it's all about conversation, baby.
So I'm seeing a few more people join our conversation. If you are in the comments on our feed, please comment to us. Would you be interested in a polygamous relationship? Could you do it? Yes or no? Why or why not?
Right.
Yeah, and Billy T, he said this is a great show, James. Billy, thank you so much. I look forward to one day having you on the show, Billy, so we can talk about some old school hip hop, get into the history behind some of our more famous Long Island rap groups. I don't know if anybody's interested in that, but you know.
Wait, I got a piece of hip hop.
We got legends in the room. We got a legend in the room, man.
Wait. Hey, if we really do that, I got a little hip hop trivia for you. Who knows who the first MC was?
Oh man, you
knows what that is.
Come on, guys, in the comments. Who knows
who the first MC was?
You gotta leave that for the audience, because
Cool V.
Real quick.
Well, if we do that and we do actually organize that as one of our shows, I can get that first MC to join us.
All right. We'll see.
Hold on. I think she's ready to go. She raised her hand. She's ready to go.
Super excited.
All right. She's not ready to go. Okay. She's ready
to go. Tyrell, what are you knowing to? What are you talking about, Tyrell? Be a little bit more specific, boo. What you talking about?
So Tyrell, we got to keep this clean, honey. It's a family show, somewhat.
Yeah. We definitely try to keep things. So, Anaya, type in the chat what you need from us. Type in the chat, the private chat on your screen. There should be a private chat. Communicate with us there, because we can't hear you right now.
Hey, Miss Jessica. Good evening. We're looking forward to the show too. Stay tuned. This is part 2 to a show that we had, which our first episode was about polygamy. So this is part 2, Jessica. So sit tight, and we're gonna get involved really soon.
Right.
Really soon. I think Tyrell was saying F no to having more than one wife.
Playlist. What's going on with your playlist?
Oh, the playlist is in effect. We're gonna put the playlist up in the comments. Y'all can tune in. We got the good joint going on. The nice, smooth playlist, so you can spend some time with your partners and get relaxed and get acquainted. I'm gonna work on that right now, so that way we can put it up in there.
That's what's up. We need some good music. Okay, so Tyrell elaborated. He said what he was saying by F no and all that. He was saying no polygamy, no 2 wives. Okay, we understand. I hear you. So it's just you just a one woman man. I hear that.
Sean Davis, real time. Got the trivia. Coke LaRock. Coke LaRock is my godson's grandfather.
Okay. Okay.
We got some real hip hop heads in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Feelgood, that might be a show. There might be a show.
Yeah.
We can definitely do it. And my cousin curated the hip hop museum in DC across the street from Howard.
Hey, listen, this Zoom makes it, able for everybody to be in the building and on a nice StreamYard. You know what I'm saying?
We can do it. It'll be a whole hip hop party in here.
Well, listen, I'm slightly connected to the music industry.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So, just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit. So I definitely got some people that are willing and able and want to come into the but I'm gonna bring them in and they're gonna talk about their time in the music business and being in relationships and how difficult that is.
Yes, it can be.
That's a whole difficult.
I've dated.
I'm teasing you guys because my daughter's in the room. Everybody say hi to Jordan. Hi, Jordan.
Hey,
hi.
She's watching me. Hi, Jordan. How
so
you
we're
doing?
waiting. Right now, we're waiting for. We have one of P's wives in the queue. We're waiting for B's to come in, and then once they give me the go, they're gonna give me the thumbs up, and then we're gonna bring them in the room. B's is still getting his things together, and I believe his other wife is also getting ready. So we're gonna continue the conversation. So everybody in the room. So what's the general census? And I'm talking to the people that's also watching the show, but my co-host and my counterparts. So this is nothing that you guys would the census of us is like, this ain't for us, right?
Yeah.
No.
Listen,
I respect it, but that's hard. That's a lot of personalities in one house. I'm miserable.
I did that, but I wasn't married. Like I had 2 or 3 at the same time, a while ago.
But did they know about each other? You didn't do that.
Well, I'm talking years ago, so I wasn't too truthful back then. Nah, I had a whole different mindset too. But I could tell you what, it was hard. It's just hard trying to remember what you say, and I'm not speaking in the sense of marriage at all, because I respect his union and what he has and what they built. But for me, when I was trying to kind of manipulate women at that time in my life, it was just hard to try to keep up.
Shame on you.
I'm not talking about my 20s, Deb, not my 40s, my 20s.
I know. Shame on you anyway. Leave me alone.
That's how we grew up, man.
I know.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Look at me if I didn't bust your chops a little bit.
True.
Dre kind of quiet today, so I can't make fun of him today. So you getting it?
Okay,
I've been going through some difficulties, but I'm here.
Aw.
We glad you're here. We glad you're here, Dre.
You halfway in, halfway out. Look at your screen. You halfway here. What you trying to do?
Yo, that's some dope hair.
I know.
I'm in the living room.
I'm back.
Right. So everybody that don't know, we all in Tammy's house right now. I'm getting ready to get up and go play her piano in a minute.
Word. I'm gonna
Oh wait, no.
Chef Tammy, I love your hats, man.
Thank you.
Really look good on you. We're gonna have some merch coming soon. The conversation, sweatshirts and t-shirts and the hoodies and the spring hoodies.
Wait. I got to model the hoodie. I'm gonna go back into my past life.
Good, Empress.
There you
go. Right.
Hey, Jessica said, "Beautiful home, blessings."
Thank you, Jessica.
Right.
I think Anaya might be ready now.
Are you ready, Anaya? Give me the thumbs up. Nope.
No.
She's still waiting for
David P. Wicks say that being a side piece is rough. Side piece was actually the easiest job because you get to maintain 2 relationships. You get to take care.
You got no responsibility really as a side piece. You can't get mad.
Let's ask him, Dave, were you ever a side piece? Are you speaking from experience?
I was a professional side piece. I was like a super side piece.
My God.
I used to take care of my needs and the other man's needs. I'd be like, yo, go home and, take care of him, cook him dinner, and make him happy.
Oh, so you were like counseling and giving us because you didn't know how to break up with them.
We have to
because
have
then
time.
you would have been the main guy.
Our time.
Therapy.
Yeah, we have to have our time. So I have to make sure that he's good so that we good.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Sometimes
we like to have a lot of fun, Jess. So just stick around with us, and we love to laugh and add your comments and just continue to talk with us. And I'm just excited.
I love the comments. Honestly, the more you guys interact with us, the more amped I get.
The funnier it gets, and the funnier it gets, and the more improv, because we have no idea what you guys are gonna say. We barely ever know what Drake's gonna say.
This is not scripted.
Not at all. This is real life.
Scripted.
Jessica asked Dave, "Were you ever a side piece?" They got their own conversation going on.
What eyes? Wait, wow. Dave says I was. Wait, I think I still may be.
That's what I'm saying. It was the emoji he put out to say rough.
Hey man,
experience.
Relationships are hard. Relationships are hard as it is now. That we got another comment from the YouTube chat, and it says, "I could do it, but it's and this is Hebrew. I can't get his last name, so he's the only one in the chat. Name
Israelite, Hebrew Israelite.
Okay, there
Israelite.
And it says, "I could do it, but it's about the first woman. You have to submit for you to have you have to submit for you to have multiple women residing over in a large household of women." Listening to the leadership on the hunt for the game of survival.
Right. Surviving together.
Yeah, surviving together.
Right.
And I think that's another hard part for me, because like when I come home, I'm miserable. Like I throw my phone away. I don't know where it is. I don't want nobody talking to me. Like, I don't know, like all these people in my house. Why are you here? No.
Right.
I think
I need my own wing.
I think Bees is entering the room. I just think he popped in. I think he's getting his camera ready.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, let's go.
I think people are ready to listen to what they have to say. It's going to be very, very interesting today. They got some beautiful things going on with themselves as well. And so they're going to introduce some of the things that they got going on. But yeah, I can't wait because he definitely educated us a lot. A lot of people kind of had it, when the thought of it comes to people's mind, initially people freak out. But when you hear, you got to be able to have an open mind to kind of understand why somebody would, choose this type of lifestyle.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
And I think he did that. I think he did a great job of explaining it and bringing people to a more understanding, because I noticed even in the comments, people that were irate at first, they started calming down. They started calming down and, understanding, what he was saying, because you might not always agree with something, but
you can still understand
it. Make me understand why you choose this. It might not be for me, but I can't judge you.
Here's a good example, right? So my lineage, my mom's side comes from India, right? And they still do arranged marriages. I went to high school with a lot of girls who were from India, and when they turned 18, they would get married.
I would love to arrange my daughters to get married.
No way.
For me,
you would?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. And
like, good guy for them.
Oh, you know what though?
Well, it's more than just that, because think about like how they're prepared.
Good families, like-minded families. You don't want to be Jeds and the Clampets either. You know what I mean?
Right. But it's a little different because in this, so one was talking about her cousin, and it's a very conservative culture, right? They don't really talk to their children about like sex and things like that. So this girl, she's still a girl. She just turned 18. She's getting married, and her mom explained to her what sex was the day of her wedding.
Wow.
Right.
So now she has to go home with this man that she just met,
and didn't
you don't meet them until like you're getting married and have sex with him. It can be really traumatizing for a lot of girls.
Weird.
And you can't say no.
You always bring us to the educational portion of it, Empress.
Wow.
He likes to educate us. That's that bachelor's degree.
It's at the same time.
That's that bachelor's degree coming out.
Yes.
So.
Oh God.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, it's all good.
But like for them, how we do marriage is crazy.
Right.
Right. So like what's normal? I think normal
is part of India. What part of India?
My great grandparents, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 times removed, are from Bombay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you
Indian.
Yeah. So but
do you wear a red dot too? Do you put a red dot on your forehead?
No, I don't. Okay. A lot of it got I don't know if it was lost or so they moved from India to Jamaica. I don't know, maybe 100 years ago. So like my mom knows Jamaica. Right. You know, that's her culture. Like you ask her, I'm a Black woman from Jamaica.
Right.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Wow. So who would do arranged marriages? I know I would.
Nah.
You know, it's funny though because you could be putting together an arranged marriage and not even realize it. Like, okay, like perfect example. My oldest daughter, and we grew up next to a family, and we lived next door to this family for 23 years. So they had an older son and my oldest daughter, and we were kind of trying to push
They just don't call it arranged marriages.
We were kind of trying to do that. I mean, we really were trying to, and it was so funny because the more we forced it, the more they pushed.
Right.
But you know, so sometimes you might not even realize you're doing it, and you might be doing it.
So my question: what would be the situations for you to make an arranged marriage?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I want the family to definitely be well off.
All right.
You know, and I don't mean well off meaning that they got to have a whole bunch of money, but they got to be financially stable if they're going to take on my daughter. Because, you know, I got to make sure she's good. That I want to make sure that, you know, whatever family she's entering into, they believe in education. You know, they believe in a higher power. You know, for me. It's just those are the basics that I would, you know, and I know my daughters probably be like, you ain't arranging no marriage for me. But if I had the opportunity to, you know, I would want those would be the basic things that I want. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because a lot of people do it because one, it keeps their bloodline a certain way. You know, people do it for bloodline, like, you know, keeping the authenticity of their culture in place. That's why a lot of people do it. Those are some of the main reasons. And then the other reason is financial. But, you know.
And uniting families. The thing that would give me reservation about it, because I'm just like imagining like, oh God, if my dad picked out somebody. You know, there's a part of me that my parents don't necessarily know. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just, you know, there's things about me. Like my mom thinks I'm obnoxious and all kinds of stuff. So like, I think they would try to pick out somebody for me who they would want me to be like, rather than somebody for me. Right. If that makes sense. They would pick out who they think I should like, rather than who I would actually like. Compatibility is a real thing.
Right.
Right.
You know, just because he could be a great guy, but that don't mean he's great for me. You know. Right. I had a friend. He's a really good guy, but we could never be in a relationship.
But then that goes back to that whole thought. Don't your parents know what's best for you? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know,
a kid. When you start
getting older, we don't know now. There's no manual on parenting either. We mess this stuff up as we go along. They're guinea pigs.
Right.
So, I mean, since we still waiting for bees, and
I ready yet?
I think we should open up and talk about and open up some questions right now, because
I just asked our Facebook feed, would you do an arranged marriage? So Jessica Melendez said definitely could not do an arranged marriage. Queen Z Jackson said, I believe there's an order to how a man runs his house and also how he treats all the women. Oh, she's talking about the polygyny still. Okay. Because I believe that all women who are in the marriage should never have to compete with each other. Absolutely. Everything should be 100. A lot of these men say that the wives...
If you're ready, Bees.
A lot of these men say that the wives...
Now, are you ready?
Okay. He said he's ready.
Cool. So without any further ado,
all right,
bring our guest into the room tonight.
Drum roll.
Welcome to Anaya. and B's P. You know what I mean?
Hey guys, welcome.
Well, actually, I thought you was gonna talk to me first. It's because she not ready, so she getting ready.
Okay, well we can tap her in when she's ready.
2 wives, double away.
Huh? I would want them to come on, at the same time if possible. But
yeah, that's cool. So that's cool. All right, so then we'll start with you, and then we'll bring both of your wives in.
That sounds good.
Okay, cool.
All right.
What's going on, everybody?
What's good, man?
Bless. How you, King?
I'm good, man.
Nice lid you got in there, B's P.
You say, oh yeah. I got a whole bunch of fedoras, man.
Yeah, you and I both, my brother. You and I both.
So when we left off, we had so many questions answered, but then we also had a lot of questions that we wanted to ask. You gave us so much information. So the first question I want to ask for the world, and I didn't know, but what's the difference between polygamy and polygyny?
Polygamy is when each partner can have multiple. Like a woman can have multiple men, and a man can have multiple women. You know what I mean? Maybe not all together, like the woman and the man both got multiple in the same relationship. It's just that a woman could have 2 husbands or 2, 3, 4, however many men she wants, and the man can too. Polygyny is when a man has multiple wives. It's just a man dealing with multiple women, multiple wives, not both ways. So there's a difference between polygyny and polygamy.
So I was because it came up, but I wanted you to get the chance to explain it and not like me doing it. So it's kind of polygamy is kind of like the umbrella thing.
Correct.
Like it's multiple partners, not necessarily. There's not like necessarily a gender to it.
Correct.
And then polyandry is a woman with more than one husband.
Well, polygamy is a woman with both. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So you learned something new today.
Right. So, what's been going on? You have some new developments that took place. So you want to tell them about what you got going on with your, the production and all that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we are in the process of putting some things together to let people into our lives. I'm only doing it being for a lot of the ignorance behind it. I mean, people have a lot of things to say about it. They have a lot of speculations about it and things of that nature, but until you're actually living it, you know what I mean, there's another way to look at it, you know what I mean, that you're not privy to, because you know what I'm saying, you don't live it. So we've been speaking, and this has been going on for the past 3 months that I've been in talks with a production company that came to me and wanted to film it and come into our home and things of that nature. And it's something I really had to think about, because this is not a show. You know what I mean?
Right.
For me, you know what I mean, or for us in general, you know what I'm saying? This is our lives rather. And so and I've always been a private person. So however, I just think that, because of what I believe in, and what I stand on and the prophecies and things of that nature, I feel like I should open up that door, you know what I mean, to the good, the bad, and indifferent, you know what I mean, as far as in a relationship. People need to understand that, they look at this, they think of polygyny as being obscure or things of that nature, when in all actuality, it's more, in your face than a lot want to accept. And like I said, we spoke before, it's just a lot of people are not as upfront and honest. It's actually more of the way than it's not. It's just being done in a deception. That's why the divorce rate is so high in the Black community. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this question. Why do you think people are so against it, or they have this way of thinking about it? Do you think it's the lack of education, or them just knowing, or it's more about hearsay? Because most people think it's a selfish point of view, like a man just want to have all these wives and women, and that's how he want. That's what I hear most of the time. Is that what you get?
I mean, Well, I don't get pretty much. Don't nobody. Most of the people that I've come in contact with, just like y'all, once y'all got an opportunity to speak to me, and and then getting a little insight from my wives and things of that nature. I've nobody really never questioned me like that. Like most people respect, the people that we come in contact with. They may have had their own thoughts and things that's in their minds behind it.
Mm-hmm.
They may have not voiced it, but for the most part, it's always been a respect thing. They've always looked at us as, something outside of the box. You know what I mean? Like and respected what they've seen from us. We have our same ups and downs as any relationship. You know what I'm saying? We don't, everything ain't always 112 on the peaches and cream side. You know what I mean? And, it get problematic. We have our moments. However, just like in any relationship, however, when you dealing with it, I guess when you and a man, it's not about a man having more women, because a man going through that anyway. It's just that cats don't, like I said before, man, brothers just don't speak on it. So, I'm just one that God has blessed to be able to gather two women, and or the idea of it, you know what I'm saying, especially from my first wife that I was with, and her how you pronounce her name is Anna Ya.
Anna Ya.
Yeah, Anna Ya. Okay, so just so you be clear, but for me to be blessed with the mother of my daughter to come into that awareness. And like I said, for the biggest thing that I think other women think of is weakness, like they're weak or something, when in all actuality, that's a strength that most to be able to remove selfishness and jealousy, you know what I'm saying, which does plague a lot of our women, you know what I mean, because of the programming in this country that was, when it comes down to monogamy. For another woman, it has absolutely to do nothing with weakness. It's really a strength to be able to, set aside your own thoughts and emotions and allow, for that to be a case, and be confident and assured in your position and who you are to your mate. That's a strength. That's not a weakness at all, as they can express their own self.
So let me ask you a question. Are they ready? Can we bring them in? Because it's getting kind of
deep. Are you ready?
Yeah, she's on camera. She gave me the thumbs up. So I'm going to bring them in. Yeah, we're going to, they're both ready. So we're going to bring, now, how do you pronounce, you said Anna Ya?
Anna Ya, and Shayar.
Shayar. Okay.
Right. On her Facebook is Shanice, but that's her Hebrew name is Shayar, and Anna Ya is her name.
Okay, so we're going to welcome them into the room right now. We're going to bring in Anna Ya and Shayar. How y'all doing? Let's clap it up. Let's give them some love. Let's show them.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Finally, we got the whole family together.
Yeah, and we all are in the same house. It's just that we couldn't all be in the same camera. So we in different rooms of the house.
Right. So I'm gonna let the ladies on our panel. I'm gonna let my co-host, my ladies, start the conversation, and then me and Drippy Drea come in and fill in what we need to. So there was some
questions that were supposed to be sent to us, but they weren't sent to us.
No. We sent them the questions.
No, I sent Craze questions to send to both of you ladies.
And he did not, is what I'm saying.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
Hold on.
The questions. But I do have a question on the board from one of our guests.
We get some bad feedback.
We're getting some feedback from someone. It's one of the ladies.
Right. Turn down your volume a little bit.
Yeah,
one of the ladies, your phones or something's kicking back.
Right.
Okay, so we have a question on the board from one of our guests. It is Bees, are you legally married to the two women?
Wait, that noise, Anna, y'all put your camera on your phone put yours on mute real quick, and let's see if that's you or me. Because Shayar, you on mute right now, right?
It's somebody who's typing.
That's your camera.
Now we go. We clean now. We clean.
Okay.
So if you was doing any typing, I don't know if you were or not, but you may not want to do that because we can hear it. So what's the question?
Are you
well,
legally
you know,
married?
we know that we pretty much at the panel know the answer, but you can answer it for our guests. He said, "Are you legally married to these two women?"
Not legally. I was legally. Me and Anna was legally married from 2001 to 2010. We got a divorce and got back together. Like I don't even know why we did it, but you know, man. But we've been together since then. So we literally, actually, you can't be married to you can't be legally married to two women. Anyway.
Right. That's why I just said I'd let you answer the question. We knew the answer.
Right. But that's actually where my question comes in. So because you legally can't be married to more than one person,
I'm having some difficulties real quick.
I see that.
Sorry. Things start getting heated.
The room is moving.
He got nervous.
My question is, you know, in times of an emergency or like an untimely death, how do you handle like the medical proxy and the decision making? Like, I know wills can be written, but marriages always trump wills.
Well, we're nobody else is getting married. Well,
my audio. I apologize. You hear me, but my audio is bugging out.
I don't even know what just happened.
Disappeared, Beast.
Hold on one second. I don't know what happened. Okay, okay. Well, we do have wills. You know what I'm saying? We have a will, and you know, a will is a will. So you know, it's nothing that no one can come in and do on either side because you know a will is a will. Like I mean,
okay.
Wills in place.
Right.
What happens with medical proxy?
And life insurance as well.
Right. That I understand. What happens with like times of emergency, medical proxy? Who has like the hospitals grant like one person? So who has that decision?
If somebody were to die.
No, if let's say you were incapacitated in the hospital and they need a decision to be made. That
Anna is she ultimately has that decision and she's been with me the longest. So she's my first response, and then Shiar will be my, you know what I'm saying, when you know the other person that I call for emergency.
Right. Okay. Because I might be emotionally all over the place if something happened to him. I'd be toe up.
I get it.
Understandable, totally understandable.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had a little difficulty with.
Hey, wait, 1 second.
Right.
Hey man, it ain't the same vibe. Hey, Drip.
What's up,
brother? I mean, you too laid back. I can't see you up in the camera. You ain't got the shades on.
I'm listening. I'm listening right now. This was the ladies. The ladies were supposed to bring you in. So
and the ladies don't have the question, so therefore, how can we do that? So don't we gonna keep it moving.
Let me get.
Yeah, let Craze need to forward you both.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now. So why don't we ask them a question? I'm gonna get the questions to my ladies, and then we can start from there. I had a lot going on today, you know, a lot. So I missed what was going on because I said my audio went out, and then my camera started falling. So now I'm straight. So what was the question that was on the floor?
The Quays, why don't we do this? You can ask me the questions that you sent me for me. And then once they get the what you just sent to them, then they can ask them.
Well, the questions that I sent you I thought that was for everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, well, you should ask one of those while they get the other.
Right.
You know,
let me get involved here since you want Drippy to be involved with the vetting process of you having one wife and having to pick a second wife. How's that work? Do you get like a window period when you gotta find it? Like, how does that work? Were you actually gonna bring her home and introduce her to your wife? How does that work? That's what I'm interested in.
Well, now going forward, if I were to bring in somebody else.
Nah. We gotta start with the initial. I don't want to hit going forward. I want to say how this happened. Where you at now?
Well, at the first time that it took place, it was me explaining remember I said it in the last interview that when I first went to her about it, she wasn't with it. She wasn't accepting it. And so at that particular moment, I moved on and I went out and actually, to be honest, me and Shiara, the way I met her at a feast day, like at a holy day. It wasn't nothing planned. You know what I mean? We met each other there. It was a 7-day holy gathering, and I was teaching, and I was the leader, and she came to the event, and from that moment we got acquainted over like another 2-week period of time where we just talked on the phone because we lived in 2 different states. She was living in Cleveland, I was living in New Jersey, so it was more phone communication than anything else. And then we started met each other and started talking. Meantime, in between time, I was still at house in Jersey with Anaya and my daughter, teaching and things of that nature. And I had told her, remember I told y'all about, well, if you wasn't gonna do it, then I was willing to I was gonna go back to being into myself because I wasn't gonna be made into a liar, and I loved her more than to be a liar or lying to her. So it was just like a stagnant period of where when it came down to me and her, it wasn't really no more talking as I'm still communicating with her. Because to be honest, I thought that it was over. Like I thought that, because she said she wasn't going to do it, that it was going to be over. So then when I finally start communicating more with Shiara and talking to her, and then that's when Anaya came to me after saying that she would, she had her own epiphany or revelation or spiritual revelation about it that she can explain to y'all. And then that's when I brought them together and sat them down and moved out of the way.
What was the time frame?
Excuse me?
What was the time frame from the initial meeting to the introduction to the wife?
Wow.
A year.
I really don't even know. It had to be. It definitely was months.
She said, well, it was a year.
She said a year.
She said a year.
It probably, I don't know if it was a full year. It may have been, but yeah,
it was probably close to it.
Yeah, it definitely was.
It was an ease into type of process.
Right.
Right.
What was the hardest point of y'all meeting to the introduction that was uncomfortable for you and Bees?
I think
before I don't mean to cut you off, but Bees, where did you send those questions? I can't find them.
I text them to you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So are you asking about me and my wife?
Yeah, what was the hardest point? What was the hardest point for you, like to introduce her to? What was the hardest point?
Well, once she came to me and said that, she had her own revelation about it and she was accepting it, it wasn't no hard point. I just, we came back to Cleveland. I told she ought to meet us at this restaurant. Once we got to the restaurant, I sat them both down. And at that moment, I was supposed to be there, but I just decided this. That's when I told y'all in the last interview, I decided to just get up and leave and let them two talk. And I left my daughter there, with them. And I left and let them handle it and talk and say whatever it is they wanted to say to each other while, I was out of the way, out of the picture. Yeah, I don't know what that noise is, but
we're still getting a lot of feedback from somebody.
Yeah, that's somebody's background noise or that's somebody's phone. That's what that is.
Do y'all got any questions?
Yeah, I definitely got. I'm trying to send the questions now. I thought he sent them on Facebook where I sent them the questions. So I got to figure out how to send them to y'all now. Hold on.
Well, we have a guest that's chiming in. I think it's a gentleman. His name is Jonah Jackson. He said, understanding polygyny is to understand the Bible from its original author that are from the East. So the Bible would consider to be an Eastern book. So he's getting into Bible verses and things of that nature. But he basically says, in his opinion, Bees is married to both of them because it doesn't take a European's piece of paper to make it stick.
That's 100%.
It's the things that make it stick.
That's 100% correct, and that's what I stand on. Marriage. I mean, then we would be getting into, but you know what? We gonna do that. You see, we gonna do that. Like we would be, and then after this, I don't wanna. I'm gonna say this, then I'm done. Like I'd rather y'all speak with them. Like I don't wanna be, so much, talkative. express themselves. You know what I mean? And you know, I can sit back and let them do it, because at the end of the day, I want them to speak. You know what I mean? Because I know people want to hear from me.
We want to hear them speak too.
Okay,
Right.
so we have the questions now. I have the questions. Do you have the questions, Empress? Checking our group page.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll ask the first question. And this question is for Anaya. Why and how were you able to open the door to another woman coming into your relationship? We have to do something about that feedback so that we can really hear her clearly, though.
Let me see.
Okay, it's gone now. I don't know what anybody did, but whatever you did, stopped it. Okay, now it's back.
I think I heard it when Tosh was like, okay.
Okay, just give us 1 second,
Can everybody
Anaya.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Anaya.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for having us on this evening. It's a pleasure to be here and to share a little bit about our journey thus far. And excuse me if I'm squinting. I'm not used to the lights, camera, and all this stuff. So can you actually just repeat that question again, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. Yes, I will. Okay, so the question is, why and how were you able to open the door to another woman coming into your relationship? Why and how?
Okay. Got it. Okay. So just to give you all a little bit of background about, you know, my upbringing and the way that, you know, I was raised in a two-family home. Certainly polygyny wasn't happening then, but it was a very solid family structure. It was two parents working in the household, raising myself and my siblings, and you know, just had a very close family, and growing up at least, and just, you know, seeing hardworking parents and keeping a family structure together and a foundation of family and family values. So a lot of that translates to where I am today in my marriage with Ash or Bees. And, you know, I just brought forth a lot of that from, you know, my own upbringing and growing up with having two parents in the household, and, you know, not experiencing what it was like from, you know, spending a weekend over here with this parent or a weekend over there with that parent, and you know, just having that close knit, you know, having them both in the household. So the family structure and family values plays a lot and a big part in all of this from my personal perspective. So that really plays a key role in what allowed me to move into this type of lifestyle.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, well, this question looks like it's more so for B, so I will skip that one. So this question is for Shayar. Shayar, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong.
It's okay.
What was it about it that made you open to coming into this type of family?
I definitely got your question. Bees is saying he can't hear anything.
I know.
Yeah, because his mute is on. His mute is on.
Your mute is on, dear.
Turn your mute off. It's him. His mute is on. Hey,
there we go.
Put it back on.
Okay, Empress. All right, I got
Craig's
your question.
muted my mic.
No, I didn't. I was trying to unmute it.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right, there you go.
CR?
We done with technical difficulties now.
Right.
All right. All right. So Empress. So I just want to say, everybody, thank you
I can
for
only
having
hear
us
you.
on here.
Really?
I can't hear nothing nobody else saying. I only hear you.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me remove you and then you come back in. All right.
All right.
All right. So while he get that, should I wait till he come back?
Yes, go ahead.
Get busy.
Okay. So yeah, thank you guys for having us here.
Still can't hear them.
It's somebody. We getting bad feedback from somebody.
Yes, it's a lot of feedback.
It's been going on for about 10 minutes. I don't know whose phone that is, but we're picking up something. Either somebody's texting on their phone or they're next to something that we keep getting this feedback.
No.
But I'm saying I can't hear. I can only hear you. I can't hear nobody else. Can everybody hear me?
We can all hear you.
I can hear you.
I can't hear nobody else speak except for you.
How about we all mute unless we're talking and see if that gets rid of the
Even
feedback.
with you taking me out and putting me back in, I still can only hear you.
So log out, Bees. You log all the way out and then come back in.
Okay.
All right, and everybody put themselves on mute except for Shaya. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, again, thank you guys for having us on here. So Empress, your question was, why was I open to coming into a marriage and relationship like this? Well, Annie, I spoke about her background of growing up in a 2-parent family and things like that. I kind of had that a little bit. So that coming into this lifestyle did kind of play a role for me. That coming up like that did play a role in me coming to this lifestyle. But honestly, I've always been interested in the polygynous lifestyle. I don't know if y'all know the show from TLC, Sister Wives. It was like the white guy and he had like 4 different wives and stuff like that. And they all lived in separate houses. Like I used to watch that show when I was like in my early 20s. So it caught my attention. It was interesting. And, I would watch it often and just see how the family worked. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like how they got this, and this set up. Only thing that's kind of weird is the sexual part of it, but okay, the rest of this is cool. So I understood it from the standpoint like they do from a family structure type of way of living. So that is part of the reason why I was open into coming into this. Just being interested in understanding polygyny on a cultural level, not so much from a biblical level, which I learned coming into the marriage with Ash. But I was interested in polygyny, having understanding of it, but I more so fell for the man than the lifestyle, if that makes sense. It was who he was, his understanding, his knowledge, his personality, all, his mission and things that he wants to do in this life that I understood and loved and wanted to be a part of. So I fell for the man more than the lifestyle. And, and just for myself personally, dating out before I even got into a relationship with Ash, no different than probably any other women that are watching this. I dated a guy who had probably 2 other women that I at least knew of prior to me being with Ash. So coming into this on a biblical side with that understanding, it wasn't too much of a change. Having that cultural understanding, watching TV shows, having an experience myself and dating someone who was dating somebody else that I found out within the relationship, but still carried on with. So, that was my level of comfort coming to the relationship.
So it would be safe to say it wasn't too big of an adjustment for you.
Not too much, because I was never the one for the fighting and the drama and all that little stuff that women get into when they found out, oh, you date my man and stuff. Like I was never into all of that. So coming into this saying, okay, we're gonna be open, we're gonna be honest, we're gonna lay this out, I could deal with that, because I don't like a secret or a mystery, because then I got to find out stuff. That's too much stress. That's too much.
You was open to this.
I can totally understand that.
You was open to this. You was open to this lifestyle before entering into it.
Right.
Well, I was interested in it. I won't say that I was open, because it was never really presented to me, but it was interesting and I could understand it at a certain place. So
it wasn't something out of left field for you. You had some insight to it, even if it was just in a TV show. Like you had an interest in it. It wasn't something he just threw at you and you're like, okay, I got to do some research. Like you kind of, okay.
Yeah. You see like Africans and Arabics and, things like that. I don't know if I'm like using the cultural terms and everything correctly, but you see other, nationalities doing this with multiple women. And I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Let me just figure out this sexual side of it. That was like the biggest side for me,
All right.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Do we have another question for them, Tim?
I have.
Shayar ended up answering both her questions in her one answer.
She did.
Yeah, you see that? You see that, Deb? Empress. So the only other question would be for Anaya, which would be and I guess either one of them can answer, but I'll ask Anaya. How do you guys manage the time between it says, well, how do y'all manage the time between the two women? Like, how do you ladies manage your time in the house? Anaya, you're on mute. You're on mute, honey. Okay, so unmute yourself in order to speak.
Let me take off of mute.
Okay, there we go. You got it?
You just muted her. There we go.
Okay. So basically, we're asking, how do you guys manage the time around the house? Go ahead.
Yeah. So time management, that is actually something that's very structured. Our whole family lifestyle, the household, everything it's very structured. The Bible talks about everything being handled in decency and in order, and we have a very tight structure that oversees in the house, and that we submit to them and we follow. So as far as time and managing time and things like that, he spends a certain amount of time with me in the home, and he spends a certain amount of time with Shayar in the home. And also we have family game nights where we're all interacting together, or we'll go out entertainment wise outside the home, whether it be to a restaurant or out for a night of entertainment or things like that. But everything is very structured in the home, from our 18-year-old daughter down to the little 2-year-old baby. So everything is, it's very structured. So that's what
I'm not walking around here with no stick in no roof, just for people that watch
I would like to say, there's just oh, sorry.
No, I was just making a joke, just saying, like, it ain't like I'm walking around here with a nun in a priest outfit with a ruler, structure and everything. It ain't got to do with that.
Oh, so he got a whip. Okay, that's what it is. I got a question.
And also, she and I respect each other. She respects the time that he spends with me. I respect the time that he has with her. It's I think a lot of respect and understanding is a lot of the reason of why we have been working well the way that we have been.
Mutual respect
in the house together.
Go ahead, Shay.
Absolutely.
Shay, y'all has a question. Go ahead.
Well, no, I just wanted to just add on to what she was saying.
Okay.
Because I do get asked this question a lot by women, like they slide in my DMs and be like, okay, so how do y'all do this and things like that. As far as like the time management, like she said, we do have a set schedule for who he sleeps in the same room with on certain nights and things like that. But it could be hard for a woman, especially in her or my position, to deal with, okay, my man is away, he might be upstairs with this other woman. Like, how do I handle myself? How do I handle my mental and my emotions during that time? And I found that staying busy, like, the old saying, idle mind is the devil's playground.
Devil's workshop. That's right.
Stay busy in your own stuff, and then you will not be worried about what is going on outside of you. Like,
yes, ma'am. Good answer.
I'm relaxing. I'm polishing
good answer,
my toes.
Sister.
I'm going to sleep.
It's a good time to catch up on the TV shows and stuff.
Yes, the shows that he won't watch with me. Yeah, it's that me time. If you think of the time that he's away as my me time, you'll be able to manage that a little bit better.
Right.
I love that. A great answer.
Exactly.
So I have a question for the wives. When you guys are not on the same page with your husband, what is that like? Like when, huh?
No, he's not.
No, we can hear him. You can't hear him?
Yeah, I'm out.
No, I can't hear him.
Hey, so that question you just asked, it just took place.
Okay. So you need to answer, ladies.
So let me ask it
I
again
missed
for the
the
room.
question. What was it?
The question was when you guys are not on the same page with your husband, what is the dynamic of that? How does that work? And then my second part of the question was initially when y'all met, what did you think of each other?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Ania, you want to go first?
Anybody, let's go.
Ania's on mute again. Get Ania off mute.
Okay.
She's on mute again.
Hold
She's
on.
on mute again.
I'm trying to take. I don't know if she's.
And let me just say this, just to the
You
audience.
I'm back, but I did not hear the question.
Okay, let me ask
real quick, just to the audience, to let them know. I want to reiterate that it's certain things that we don't want to go into because we got our own show that we getting ready to do, and I don't want to delve into too much because of what I'm already, getting ready to do on the platform that we're doing it. So, but I don't mind because I got a lot of love for you and Drip and the ladies, you know what I mean? Very respectable. So I don't mind, but if there's something that I don't want to go into at this moment, not nothing like because I'm not worried about not nothing too deep, but I'm saying something that I want to present because we do have a presentation coming, you know what I mean?
Right.
So whoever's not talking, can you mute your phone because
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question that somebody was asking me to respond.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask it again. So my question is to the two wives, and the question is what is the dynamic like when you guys are not on the same page with him? Like can you hear me still, Anaya? Can Anaya hear me? Shaya, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can go first till she get it together.
Okay, and the second part of that question was, what did you guys think of each other when you met? Like, most women will look each other up and down and say, this is what he likes, or so. What was that like?
I'm not on mute, but I'm not hearing the questions.
Okay, so just to really quickly tell you the question. So basically the question was, what did you two think of each other when you first met? So and what else was it?
Shayar.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry.
The other portion, it was two parts.
I don't think
What
she
did
can hear you,
each other when we
Dr.
first met?
And hold on. It was the second part.
And the first question was, when you guys are not on the same page with your husband, what does that look like in your house?
What is the dynamic of that?
What's the dynamic?
Like, how does that get worked out?
So when we first met, you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. He spoke about this already, that it was at a restaurant that we usually go to back home in Cleveland. And, this young woman walked in and she was, very attractive and vibrant and everything. And I was like, oh, and she gave him a hug. And I was like, oh, that must be her. But she looked a lot younger than, she has a very youthful disposition.
Right.
So, I thought she was very pretty. And I just thought she was, she's very youthful.
Right. And Shaya?
So initially meeting, so I may have seen like one picture of her on Facebook because he made sure to keep everything structured and things like that.
Right.
But so I knew who she was when I walked in, but even prior to meeting her, and he spoke about this a little bit earlier, how he thought their relationship would be over if he brought somebody else in.
Mm-hmm.
Before I even met her, I told him I had a dream. I can't remember specifically what the dream was, but I knew his fear of thinking that she would no longer want to be with him if he found it, when he presented me to her. But I knew from the beginning that, and I said, she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be good. Everything is gonna be all right. When she finds out this, it's gonna be smooth sailing. Everything is gonna be good. I had confidence in her spirit and who she was before I even met her. So when I did meet her at that restaurant, You know, of course, it's a weirdness. You're meeting the other woman that's in the life of the man you've been with, but I thought she was nice. I thought, you know, she felt like one of my aunts, like one of my, you know, like one of my family members that I would know. Like, I don't know. She felt comfortable, if that makes sense. I felt comfortable around her when I met her, and I was empathetic to her position of meeting me, you know, knowing who I was and all the things like that. So, you know, it was love from the door with me.
You know what I mean? You got to deal with both of us, all this feminine energy in the house, and there's nobody for you. You got pulled, and the fact that she said that to me definitely, you know, it set me at ease, because that point of this whole thing gets overlooked. People think that this is a like, I have my cake and eat it too type of thing, and that's just ignorance.
Right.
That's
Right.
that people just do not understand about polygyny. They think of
You need emotional capacity for that, and a lot of emotional capacity.
Yeah, me having my cake and eating it too would be just like the majority of other men, most men, exceptions always. I just be on my own, kicking it with this woman, drop her off, chill, kick it with another woman when I get ready to, and play the single life. That's a man having his cake and eating it too. A man in a house with two women is not him having his cake and eating it too. That is a job, a responsibility, just as much as it is for two women to be in the house, or multiple women to be in the house with a man having to deal with their emotional side and everything that goes into it. So it's a thing with me as well. I'll just say, for the most part, I don't really go through too much. I don't go through too much with either one of them. It's more of a process building with Shiar, because it's new. You know what I mean? Like, and then we just 5 years in, so we're going through certain aspects that I've already went through with Anaya, because we're 20 years in deep. So me and her is still growing and learning one another. And then at the end of the day, this is just our first year ever living together. Like, me and Shiar, first and foremost, and then all of us under the same roof. It was no instruction manual that came for Anaya. It was no instruction manual that came for Shiar. It was no instruction manual that came for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never done this before, and all I knew is once she got pregnant, it had to happen, because my son wasn't going to be not raised in the house with him and his mother, and my daughter wasn't going to not be raised in the house with her mother and her father, as she's already have. So the thing now is learning one another, a lot of prayer, a lot of spirituality, and growing together.
Family values.
And women once they got past any emotional barrier that could be there, you know, the things that may come from your family, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, your family going, what are you doing? Why you know what I mean? I'm sure that my family even said certain things to me. So I'm sure that they, you know, have heard things, or they had to get past a certain embarrassment of it to a degree, if it was any embarrassment there. You know what I mean? Just certain things. But
let me interject real quick, Bees. Let me interject real quick, because we have a few minutes left, and I want to ask the ladies a couple of questions, and then we also have some questions in the room.
Okay.
And so after you guys committed to this lifestyle, at any point did you feel like this ain't for me? Because you know how people kind of get into something and then they like, and I'm just saying, just at any point, was it like too much, or was it overwhelming? Was it more than you expected?
Why you say just for the ladies? Why can't I answer
that? Because we just talked about your overwhelming portion. Yeah, we just talked about your overwhelming portion. So I want to know if it was kind of overwhelming for them.
Right.
Ania, you want to go?
Ania?
I don't think she can hear me.
Again, I cannot hear praise for some reason, so somebody has to repeat the question.
He asked at any point, you know, after you guys, I guess, all moved in together, started this new part of your relationship, were you at any point like, yeah, I don't know if this is for me?
With your question part because she's the one that came in last.
I mean, there was.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it's definitely been a growing.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. So it's definitely been this has definitely been a growing experience for all of us. And personally, we have not, had any issues where, I've been like, oh no, this is not for me. So, no, I haven't experienced that.
And for me, I would say I've had my moments. If I'm being honest, I've had my moments because I'm playing catch up. I'm playing catch up on a 20-year marriage. On top of the fact that I'm younger than both of them, so my emotional and just understanding of life is at a different place. So it can be overwhelming at moments. And yeah, it's really just the playing catch up. So I have definitely had my moments because I can't sit up here and be fake and act like I didn't. Like it's hard coming into a relationship with a man who's been with a woman for 20 years. Like they happy, they excited, like she is like a perfect, great wife for him. So it's like, okay, now this is what I gotta come in and work with. Like I don't know. So I've had my moments, but overall, I believe in him. I love him. I believe in her. I love her. And I'm 10 toes down and I ain't going nowhere. So it might be a moment.
Good answer, girl. Good answer.
Praise. It's like what I told you earlier, man. I just gotta stay humble and and practice humility, And I mean, I do just want to say this, you know what I mean? Just
he about to be extra, y'all.
Oh Lord,
I'm a hell of a guy.
Come on, B. Come on, B.
I mean, I gotta say that, you know what I mean? Only because not like they can't do better, and not like I'm just saying like it can take a special type of a person to be able to do this, you know what I mean? A special type of man, and you ain't gonna always be right. You may not always be fair, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, again, and like I said, they know I'll be quick to say, things like, yo, listen, if you ever uncomfortable and you don't want to be here, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna hold you here. That's for either one of them, you know what I mean? Because what I don't want is someone to feel trapped, you know what I mean? And I'm not here to make nobody feel like they trapped. And I say that to say this to this point that none of this wasn't like, it really wasn't planned. Like, you know what I mean? She came into, when I first met her, I seen her son first. I seen her son first at the event that we was at. I didn't even see her. I just kept bumping into her son, and I was like, yo, who is this little dude, man? This little dude, he you know what I'm saying? Something about him. You know what I mean? Like, he's special. You know what I mean? But I didn't know who he was. Like, he just had this energy about him, you know what I mean? That I knew something, you know what I mean, that was going on with him. And then it ain't by chance. Later on, the thing was that I would be with I would bear a child by his mother. And another thing too, like I said, that in the last time we got interviewed, that I believe made it more easier for Anna Yara, because she remembered me having those dreams all the time. This was a couple years before I ever even met Shiara, telling her that I keep waking up seeing myself having a baby. And I would go to her and tell her this, you know what I mean? Numerous of times I had this dream. So then when he's here. So it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? You can't plan to have a baby. Like, that's the Most High does that, you know what I mean? So he's here, and he's the glue. Like, she loves him, he loves her. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, I couldn't explain it though.
Right.
Can I add up to what he said?
Sure.
So like he said, like at the event, he met my eldest son. I met his children before I met him. And when I met his oldest son and I was talking to him, I'm like, this boy cool. I said, I wonder who his daddy is. Like, I was like, I wonder who his daddy is. And to come to find out his dad is who he is, and for us to be where we are today, that just goes to show that the Most High plans everything and puts everything in motion. Because I literally met his eldest son and was like, I wonder who his daddy is. Like, this a cool kid. Like, he ain't my type, but who is daddy?
So we're just coming up on 8:30. I just want to thank y'all for coming in and sharing your experience with us and clearing up a lot of things for people, because I know before you guys came on, I think everybody had their own perception of what polygyny is. I didn't even know there was a difference between polygamy.
Right.
And Bees had to explain that to me. But what I love about, and I'll pass it around the room after I'm done. What I love about what I learned about you guys is that this is a true family value with a set of respect and rules. And I don't mean rules in the sense of you got to do this, but just a clear understanding of how you can make it work. And people can't do that in a regular, conventional relationship. It's always a struggle power of who could do this, who could do that. Somebody trying to tell you you can't do this. So I applaud y'all for being able to come together under one roof. One, raise a family. Two, love and respect. Just the way you talked about Anaya, and the way Bees is able to. He's not looking around when he's talking. He's not sure it's okay for him to say it. But the way you talked about how you learned from her, I just love I just love the family structure and how y'all got it. So I definitely salute y'all for just being able to do that.
It was great.
Tammy, closing remarks, Chef Tammy.
I'm really close to is exactly what Dr. Philgood said. I enjoyed the interview. It was so lovely to finally meet you ladies both. I'm so much more filled in on what's going on in your house, in your home, your structure. I respect it. I appreciate it. Do your thing. If it makes you guys happy, I'm with it. God bless you both. God bless you all.
Empress?
You kind of said it for us. I like,
really?
I'm always open to learning things, even if it's not something I would do or agree with. It's not one size fits all. That's not the way we were made. So just the insight into it, and thank you guys for sharing. I really do appreciate it, because not everybody's willing to come and talk about my whole relationship on I think it's really dope, and you guys, you can see it in your faces and in the tone of your voices, how you speak about each other, that you guys really do truly care for each other. My mom always said, yeah, it's okay if you love them, but make sure you like them. You can tell you guys.
That's right. You genuinely like each other.
Right.
I love you and like you too.
Right.
Right. Drippy.
So it's dope.
I think I see a lot of love here, and I think I see a lot of cohesiveness, and I think I see people willing to work together. There might have been some difficulties and some intricacies that needed to be worked out, but those seem like they was worked out amongst each other, and everybody seems comfortable and reliant upon one another, which is beautiful. It's
absolutely.
So let's go to the chat room really quickly before we get out of here. Maybe we can answer 2 or 3 questions before we go.
Honestly, there was really no questions. It was more jokes than anything else. We had a lot of jokes in the room tonight. You guys have.
There is one question.
Go ahead.
Queensy Jackson said she would like to know, from a structure standpoint, can the husband just do whatever he wants in the marriage because he's the man?
I guess that's to the wives. Go ahead and answer, Shaya, and then Anaya.
The answer would be I didn't want to interrupt her.
Good, but he doesn't, I think, because out of respect for the relationship.
Right.
Nice.
Right. He ain't gonna do nothing to intentionally disrespect or be mean, and he's not just gonna be like, oh, y'all just got to go with what I say. He talks to us about everything. Everything is upfront. Everything is upfront. So he can't just do what he wants. He can, but out of his love and respect for us, he moves with that wisdom to do that.
Right. Anaya? Can you ask Anaya somebody?
And I was just saying the same thing. I don't know if you guys could hear me or not.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. Any other questions?
No,
Y'all
go
sure
ahead.
y'all ain't got no extra questions,
Hey,
Tammy
y'all
and
go ahead and say
Empress?
what you
Y'all
got to
sure?
say.
No, I was waiting to hear Anaya's answer.
Yeah, we didn't hear what she
We
said.
didn't hear you, Anaya.
She said the same thing.
Oh,
Okay, so
I
so
said the same
so
thing basically, but I
okay,
didn't know
so
if
you got it.
comment came through because she already said the same thing.
Okay, so we got another question. It is so this is to the wives as well. Can he talk to other women without allowing you to know? And I think you guys pretty much answered that question.
Yeah.
Shayar, you can elaborate again.
Yeah, if he want to take a woman out to dinner, take her out, do whatever, do as he please. And he knows at what point it's good to bring it to us to say, hey, all right, this is getting serious. Boop, 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 boop. So,
Okay.
hey, so he gonna have his fun and do him.
Yes.
Let
Okay.
me say this to the people that's artists. You know what I mean? Like I know how certain women think. You know what I mean? That are opposed to certain things. Just know this, and then I am gonna say this, and that's just me. I'm not your average guy on the street. I'm a G. Straight up. You know what I mean? I gotta say that like that. You know what I mean? I'm a thinker, I strategize, and I'm a respectful man. You know what I mean? I walk with morals and principles. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not a thirsty dude out here running around, trying to jump in the bed with all kind of women and this, that, and the third. That never was me. I was always a man, a man's man, disciplined. You know what I mean? I never was out here running around knocking them down when I easily could have been. You know what I mean? I just never me. So I just had to say that just for any of the women that because I don't want nobody to say these two women right here, they jewels. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They jewels. And any woman who can get to themselves and especially if you got children involved and you can move past any of your emotions and don't break your family up because and I say this to the women, I'm gonna close on this. If you're a man, you with a man and y'all got a family together and y'all been together 12, 13, 14, 15 years and this kind of third, and then he goes out and he meets another woman and you destroy your entire relationship because of that, to me, that's a weak woman. Just to me.
right.
You know what I mean? I'm saying just to me. That would be a weaker woman to me. Because
okay, we have a question coming through from another. We just want to try to get through some of the questions. Bees, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We have a young lady, Vanessa Lopez. She wants to know, can the ladies do the same?
Don't want to. Everybody can't catch my attention anyways. I need a G.
And this is not, we just discussed the polyandry, polygamy, and polygyny. You know what I mean?
There's another question. Michael Lucas said, I want to know how to watch what they got upcoming.
That's right. I was saying I was in the midst of saying that earlier. You have a fan for the show already. So if you want to give them some more information or where you want to tell them to find you guys, follow you guys, and what links you guys want to follow, I guess now would be the time to do so.
Well, let me say this too, so they'll know that we're thriving. Shayar, she has her own magazine company that she is currently into her 4th issue. Pacemakers Magazine, Pacemakers Mag. You can find that on Instagram, PACE MAKERS MAG. That's at Pacemaker Mag. Anaya is a hell of a vegan chef. We opened up our own business, Unbelieving restaurant. We are mobile and located business. We doing a mobile thing first because we just moved here to Atlanta a year ago, so we getting our feet wet in the community, and you know what I mean. And then on top of the fact that that myself, you can find me on at _BeesP BEEZP on Instagram, and that's where you can find it. And you can both Unbelieving ATL, and that's UNBELIEVEGANATL. That's where you can find us. They can say what they want to say too.
Right.
Just to add on to what he's saying, like, this is family, but we're also building wealth, building businesses. Like you said, we have the family business, Unbelieving. Annie's the main cook. I'm just her little sous chef. I just help her out on the side and just film stuff, and I like to eat, so that's my job.
Very nice.
But I do have my own magazine called Pacemakers Magazine. It's a magazine for women, women of color, women of God, just talking about spiritual and personal development for us women. So yeah, that's what we're doing over here. We're not just building families, we're building business, generational wealth for our children and our children's children. So it's deeper than sex when it comes to polygyny.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I have two more questions and we're going to close it out. So Gia University said, why did you choose a polygamous marriage based on your own experiences? What advice would you give someone who's interested or curious in polygamy? Explain the benefits of an unconventional format. So I guess all of you guys could take a portion of that question.
Well, Anna, you can start.
Okay. Well, the benefits of the polygynous relationship is that, the family, you'll have, security, you'll have protection under, a righteous husband who's following the Most High and not just out to, satisfy his own personal desires. He's honest. He's actually living and, leading according to Scripture. I think it will come to that a little more in the years ahead. Just more women wanting to seek this type of lifestyle, and so you just have to be willing to understand what your particular role might be in an established foundational home that's already that's already been structured and already set. So yeah, just willing to come in and do what you can to further help the family along in what they're already doing, their goals and what they're striving to do.
And I will add to that, for any woman who is out here looking to be in a relationship, be with the man, one, it's tight. I've heard since I was young, it's hard to find a good man. So that is so very true. Like, I feel for the sisters that's out here without anybody in their life. So if you are a woman who is opening her mind up to coming into a polygynous relationship, one, put your pride aside, be humble. Like Annie, I said, be willing and ready to help. Have confidence in yourself, who you are, with gifts, with talents that you have and what you can bring to the table, and be ready and willing to use it. Look at Spider-Man that joined us. So yes, that's our little baby. Hi, baby. But any woman looking to do this,
what a great way to end the show. He's adorable.
But yeah, like I was saying, any woman that is open to walking into a relationship like this, come in humble, ready to help, know your gifts, your talents, have confidence in yourself and who you are, and don't think you're gonna come in and push the next woman out the way. Because if you come in and you can't quote unquote push the next woman out the way, and that's your intentions coming in, know that when you come into that top position, quote unquote, he gonna treat you the same way if the next one come in. So don't come in with that attitude of, oh, I'm taking over, I'm gonna be X, Y, and Z, I'm the new. Like, come in with the spirit of wanting to love and help and build a family, and just straight love. Like, have love your sister. Like, I think me and her, day to day, we are showing the ultimate show of love and sisterhood in the way that we live day to day.
And listen,
wow,
growing, like, we got, like I said, like, it's a blessing when you and the Lord has really been blessing us. Like, if we wanted to do whatever we really wanted to do right now, as far as financially, we could do it. If we want to go tomorrow, jump up and go to Japan, or anywhere, we could do it. It's there. Right. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing, and I'm thankful for that. I really am. And we are, like she said, we building for generational wealth, like for my sons, and because my next move is, we're in a pretty, decent place, expensive. I'm trying to build. My next place is we trying to go here. I want all my children living with me, working in a family business, together, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then being able to branch off and do their own thing. My daughter's graduated top of the class out of high school. She's in fashion school right now. We're gonna push her to do everything that she wants to do and get her together on her own. My son, my oldest son, he been dealing with solar for years. He done did his thing, $80,000-$90,000 a year at 23, 24 years old. I mean, we pushing, you know what I mean? And we trying
Right.
make
Beautiful.
I get it. Well, I want to thank y'all once again. We're going to wrap up the show. I'd like to thank everybody. My man John Wallen just said, I'm taking applications in my inbox.
No, John has been wilding in the comments. He's having a whole comedy show.
He said he got a California king bed. He's taking applications. So y'all inspire somebody. Thank y'all once again. Thank y'all for tuning in every Sunday, 7 p.m. The Conversation with James Billings and Friends. Until next week, everybody. God bless.
Wait. Hey, Drip, I need more from you on the next one, baby.
I love it.
Thank y'all. God bless and good night.
Good night, guys.
Easy, y'all. Thank you.
So incredible. Because of you, I wrote this song. Now it's on the radio. Tricking all my money out. Anything you want. Step in now. Anywhere you want. Diamond rings, cars, living that good life. So sexy, girl, you got me saying, oh, let's get it right now. Oh, gotta get it right, get it right. Oh, get it on right now. Oh, gotta get it right, get it right. 'Cause your body is so hot, girl. the party, but now you're broken hearted, and I just